Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. Glad you're with us Monday morning, getting ready to start a big week and all kind of good things happening. So let's get started our show. We've got some exciting things this week to share with you. Let's look at our weather right now. High of 72, low of 62. And get this, the wind blowing out of the south at 17. Now, let me repeat this. This is January, high of 72, wind coming out of south at 17. Does that sound like a April or May right there? It sure does. Let's look at a Monday moon phase. We're looking at the moon is going to be full Thursday night. And I was checking to see if some of y'all paid attention because last Monday, I said the full moon is going to be Thursday night. And I was looking a week ahead, but nobody called to correct me, so I guess y'all were half asleep. But I just every now and then I throw something a little curve at you to see if you paid attention, and no one corrected me. So anyway, the full moon is this Thursday, and the tides are going to be strong. We're looking at a tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Long. A low tide this morning at 4:53. We just had a low tide. It's coming in about 6:30 tonight. With that south wind, it's going to be getting up there. So it's going to be a lot of movement in the water. So keep that in mind. Okay, again, just be careful though with the 17 miles. If you're in a small craft, 17 miles an hour, pretty strong. All right, let's take a break. Listen, before we go into our break, I'm going to get on the phone. I'm going to call Harriet Taylor. We're going to talk about that situation last week where she and her husband Kenny rescued this young man in his kayak over there at Panhandle Bridge. We're going to get a lot more detail. They had some coverage on it. We're going to get a lot more detail. Harriet and Kenny, I've known them a long time, and I just wanted to call her last night and said, let's talk about it. Just give us the details. So I'm going to get on the phone. We're going to come back and talk about that with Harriet Taylor. So we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back, folks. Glad you're with us this morning. We're going to start the week off. We're going to get an eyewitness account of that situation last week. We just talked about it. On the phone, I have Harriet Taylor. Harriet is a graduate of Rutherford High School, went in the school district a long time, was retired from Springfield Elementary as a principal there. Husband Kenny Taylor, known him since he was in school at Rutherford. So good folks, and they were in a situation last week that really we were going to talk about how they ended up in that situation to help someone. Good morning, Harriet.
Good morning. How are you today?
I'm doing great. Now listen, we're going to, I know the news covered this and all, we want a play-by-play account because this is so important and relevant to our situation here in the Florida Panhandle, this kind of stuff happening. So you and Kenny love to fish.
Absolutely.
and
freshwater and saltwater.
And tell folks where you live.
We live in Callaway.
In Callaway. Good folks over the east side of town, and they do freshwater and saltwater. So tell us what happened. Y'all were out last Wednesday, I believe. So tell us what happened.
Well, it was a beautiful day, and we decided we were going to get out on the water. We usually go during the weekdays, and we let the younger folks have the weekends on the water. So we went over to Redfish Point, put in at Callaway Bayou, went over to Redfish Point, fished for a little while over there. We didn't catch anything, but, on the water, whether you catch a fish is a bonus, right?
That's right.
But anyway, we had a great time, and it was getting close to 3 o'clock, and Kenny said, I think we need to head on back in. And I said, well, let's stop by the Tyndall Bridge. We call it Tyndall Bridge. It's DuPont Bridge. And let's drop a couple of lines there before we head on back into Callaway. And so he was a little reluctant, but I kind of insisted. We stopped one more time.
Kenny was ready. Kenny was ready to get to the house, wasn't he?
He was. He was ready to come to the house. So of course I'll stay out there all day, from daylight to dark. But anyway, so we decided we went under the bridge, and we were fishing on the Tyndall side, and facing Tyndall Air Force Base. And we were fishing. We had 3 lines out, and we heard, so much traffic on the bridge at that time of the day with, people getting off work and large trucks going across the bridge, large motorcycles. We heard a noise. It sounded like somebody, sometimes when someone catches a fish, they'll holler, hoot and holler and stuff. Mm-hmm. That's what it kind of sounded like. Or like sometimes people coming over the bridge, they'll holler at you, Mm-hmm. So we didn't think too much about it. We kept fishing, and you kind of look around your area as you're fishing to make sure, if there's a boat coming, they see you and stuff. So Kenny was looking off the left, and I was looking toward the bridge. Well, we heard it again, and I said, I looked over there, and I noticed that there was a kayak. It looked like the bow was sticking up out of the water.
Okay, so we have that picture here where they got a kayak, the bow sticking up. Okay, so all right, go ahead.
And we're a good distance away from him because we're like on the other side of the bridge. So anyway, I tell Kenny, I think that guy's kayak over there, I had noticed a guy on a kayak. I think that guy's kayak has flipped. And so he looked and goes, oh my God, it has. So, of course, he threw down his rod, cranked the motor, and took off. And I'm reeling the rod and reels in so we don't have any lines out when we get over there to him. And when I realized he has a flotation device on and he's onto his kayak, he looks safe and everything, I decided to go ahead and video because, I love taking pictures and things like that in video. And so I thought, well, I'll go ahead and video this. This will be something for him to have and of his experience.
Yeah.
I could tell he was safe. And then the closer we got, I realized he was like really, really cold and almost like starting to panic.
Okay.
So he was holding on to his kayak, and my whole thought process was, I didn't really think kayaks could sink like that.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, I said, how can we help you? Trying to be calm as I come up to him and on. He goes, you can help me flip this kayak back over. I said, I don't think that's going to happen. Well, about that time, he let go of the kayak and started swimming to us. And I noticed when he started swimming to us, the kayak just started sinking on its own. Mm. And I didn't realize until later he had been holding his kayak up, trying to keep it from sinking. And he had been in the water for 20 minutes and was really cold, was exhausted. We didn't have a ladder on our boat because we haven't had this boat very long, so we didn't have a ladder on the boat. He tries to pull himself up on the front and couldn't pull himself up because he was so exhausted. So Kenny tells him to go to the back of the boat and use the motor to climb up into the boat. And he got on the side of the boat where I was standing, and he was not going to move. And we realized that. And I just said, well, let's just stop for just a minute. You're safe. You're okay. As teachers, we learn to redirect, right?
Mm-hmm, that's right.
So I was trying to get him to calm down, and Kenny was talking to him. And I said, let's just let you rest for just a few minutes. I'm going to hold on to you. You're holding on to the boat. You're safe. Just rest for a few minutes because I need you to get some energy to help push yourself up out of the water because we're older and we can't pull you, pick you up, carry you in. So anyway, he rested for a few seconds, and caught his breath good. And I said, you're on the count of 3, you're coming into this boat. Do you understand? Well, he was on the side where we had the rail also. So anyway, bless his heart, he said, yes, ma'am, just a nice kid. He'd calmed down a little bit. And so count of 3, we both had a hold of each side of the life jacket. And I told him I wanted him to take his hands on the pontoon and push his body up out of the water as high as he could get up out of the water. And we would get him over the rail into the boat.
Okay, so y'all got him in the boat.
Count of 3.
Yeah. And he was real cold. Wasn't he real cold?
Oh, he was very cold. I did not realize he'd been in that water for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we get him in the boat. And of course, then it's trying to warm him up. We give him our jacket and get him to sit down where the side rails will block the wind from him.
Okay.
And made sure that he kept his toboggan on. I said, keep that on.
Yeah, very good.
With your head. So anyway, we got him a bottle of water, told him to rinse his face a little bit, and just got him to calm down a little bit. Well, then after he calmed down and he realized he was safe, he said that his last call, he thought he was going to die. That he thought, or he was going to get eaten by a shark. Yeah. So he was, because he knew his bait was all around him. And so anyway, he said, I called out to God to help me. Mm-hmm. He said it was my last attempt. He said, because I was so cold and exhausted, I couldn't hold on to the kayak anymore. I couldn't do anything. He said, I didn't know if I could even kick into he had a life jacket on. He didn't know if he could kick into the shore or not. So anyway,
okay, I have
we're
a picture.
Just thankful that we, heard the noise and looked over there and realized he was in distress.
Okay, I got back and I got a picture here of you and Kenny, and is that his mom there with him on the body?
That she came, yes.
Okay.
We called. He held on to his phone, but the phone died as soon as he got in the salt water. But we called, his family because his family member had dropped him off and was going to pick him up right before dark.
Oh, that's great.
So there was a couple on the dock who actually saw what was going on, and she called 911, and they turned her over to Coast Guard. And then the Coast Guard asked if there was a vessel en route, and did he have a life jacket on? And when she said yes, then they didn't really come over and assist at that point because they knew that there was someone over there.
Oh, Harriet, thank you so much. We got to wrap it up. Thank you so much. I'm just so thankful for you and Kenny being there, and like you said, that was one of those God moments where he just put you there at the right time.
It was, and the Panama City Fishing Facebook group has helped me get him another kayak.
I know, that's
amazing. Getting together a fishing rod for him and some tackle, and golf's just good. And he's such a nice young man and very appreciative, and feels very blessed that the situation turned out good.
Well, thank you so much, Harriet, and we'll be seeing you soon, talking to you and Kenny some more. Thank you.
Okay.
We appreciate
it. Thank you, Coach.
Okay.
Have a great day.
All right. Bye-bye. All right, folks, take a break. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Now, that was interesting, really good stuff. Here's something else interesting. This is all exclusive Panhandle Outdoor coverage, and I want to get an in-depth interview with Harriet, and we're going to talk more about that later, about what the Panama City Fishing Club did. This is awesome. Okay, now, this next video, this is my son Chip. Y'all have heard me talk about him since I've been on the show. He's part owner of Leak Landscaping. He loves landscaping. He used to be a teacher and all, but my dad loved landscaping, and Chip inherited that from him. So he's in business with Ronnie Leak with Leak Landscaping, and he loves it. And they're doing a project down in Port St. Joe. A lot of new houses being built. By the way, St. Joe is busting out. You wait the next couple of years. But they got a housing division, and they were working on and got a contract for. So running down to St. Joe a lot. Okay, he's got a crew. He's got some great crews, and he's got a crew laying sod. Okay, so this leads up to the dogs we talked about last week. This is a little dog video. So this dog. This is his crew laying the sod. So I'm gonna start this, see if we can get it going. All right, his crew is laying sod there. Okay, here we go. Okay, they're laying sod. Okay, now this dog is a next door neighbor dog. Now you know how we love dogs. I like to have dogs on TV, especially here at Panhandle Outdoors. So that dog just being friendly and curious, and his worker there. I know some of those. They're just good, hard-working folks. And he's going to reach out, he's going to pet the dog. The dog's a little wary, and this is all normal. So Chip sent this to me after it happened, and so he's got they see how they cut that piece out together? I put a puzzle together. I mean, they do a very conscientious in their deployment of the sod. He being friendly with the dog. Now, this is a smart dog. Now, I don't know, so Chip just videoing the line and everything because he wanted to make sure it's all had ordered the right amount of sod. Now look at the dog. The dog gets a piece of sod and pulls. Look at him. I think they trained the dog. Okay, he's gonna get that piece of sod and bring it over to his yard, and they're gonna lay sod in his yard. And they all just cracked up laughing, all the crew and Chip. But anyway. We got this on video where the dog is actually laying sod, and we were laughing about. Okay, we didn't know the owners trained the dog to pick up the sod, but that was just a dog story that we thought y'all would enjoy. He sent that to me, but our dogs are amazing. Okay, we got to get into these pictures. I promised folks these pictures last week, and we didn't get around to them. We're gonna get started. We got a lot of them to get through. Hopefully we'll. Okay, let's start this first one right here. Okay, here we go. First fish of 2021, Mike McGraw last week caught a big old whiting. He was just anxious to get out. Good job, Mike McGraw. Okay, Stacy Hartzog up there in Washington County. Y'all remember we went up there fishing and all. Well, Jolie got her a good one yesterday. Hope everything going well. Well, that's a nice one right there. That's a nice buck up there, Jolie. And then I was lucky a few days ago. Look at there. They're starting to move, looking for a girlfriend. That is two nice bucks. Well, good job, Stacy. Good job there. Okay. Charlie is 10. Okay, here's from Zach Dixon. Charlie is 10 and is passionate about hunting. He has been going to the woods since he was 2 and killed his first deer at 5. This is his biggest one to date. Deer was killed in Jackson County. Thanks, Zach Dixon. He sent it to us. Look at there. Isn't that great? That's a great shot right there for a 5-year-old. But look at it, how the horns are broken there at the end like that. He's a happy young man. Hey, Winston, this is Cody Carroll, Jeff Carroll's nephew, Chris Carroll's son. This is all there in Prosperity. They live up there in northern Holmes County. You may have met my grandmother, Barbara, and I have. I'm going to send you a few pictures of her killed this morning, a nice 7-point. Okay? Look at that. Now, isn't that a beautiful picture? I just love that. We're always showing these kids and all, but how about some with our grandmothers and all? Look at that is a wonderful set of pictures right there. The Carroll family. Thank you so much. Okay, Eddie Barfield from Wausau, Florida, taken from the family farm. He watches your show every morning. Good morning, Eddie. And that is a fine buck right there up in Wausau. I know that's a good picture right there. Y'all are sending some great pictures in here. There's a close-up of it. Healthy deer. Good picture there. Coach, hey, Coach Chester. Highway Coach Chester. Mike Simonson wanted me to send you these from this weekend up in Washington County. Actually, he's on the line between Washington and Jackson. He killed him yesterday afternoon on his property. It's up the road from here. There you go, Mr. Simonson. Nice bucks. Folks, that's 3 or 4 nice bucks we've got here. Okay, and here's another picture of it, the rifle. Good job, Mike. Okay, look, let's go ahead and take a quick break, and we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Let's take a look at our fishing game times today, brought to us by Blue Water Outriggers down in Port St. Joe. We're looking at 8:14 to 10:14 this morning, this evening, later on tonight, 8:41 to 10:41, and the days are just getting a little bit longer, you can tell. Okay, now we got a little 15-second video talking about our Golden Girls here in Florida Panhandle. We've got one, this is showing here. This is Ronnie Thompson sent this. This is Rachel, my 95-year-old mother. She lives on Deer Point Lake and is quite the fisherwoman. She caught 7 nice crappie fishing off her dock today. So we're going to we'll run the call. It's only 15 seconds, so we're going to run see if we can run it. Hold on a second, Jeff. Here we go. All right, so it's only 15 seconds. 95 years old, folks, up here at Deer Point Lake. Is that not cool? Look at the size of the fish fishing off the dock. Okay, we're going to run it again. Make sure you see them. Getting the hook out. Bless her heart. Now we got, look at there. Look at that. Now that's a, okay, that's a great, some great pictures. That's 2 older ladies still loving outdoors, but they have one thing in common other than just a passion for the outdoors. They had that big old smile on their face, so you can tell the kind of attitude they have and how much they enjoy doing things. Okay, let's get back to the picture. I don't know if we're going to get them all in today or not, but we're going to show, we're going to get as much as we can. Okay. By the way, tomorrow will be the video on the quail hunt we went on last week. I showed you a picture of us eating them before I showed you a picture of us shooting them, but tomorrow's going to be a good video on a quail hunt up there, and we just had a good time at Waylon Thompson's farm with Freddie York and Charles Willis. Okay, now here's a picture here. Our buddy Ken Paramore, there's Ken right there. Ken strikes again. Okay, there's a buck right there. We showed that one. And then look at here. For your next picture parade, a 9-point for me, and I double up on my buddy Jeff. And Jeff was a fellow FWC officer from Central Florida. They got an 8-point. So they got them the same morning up on their lease up here, over there in Jackson County. Good job, fellas, or maybe Calhoun County. Nice one right there. Okay. Now, take a deep breath, because this was last week. Ronnie Hicks thought he had a big red. Turned out to be a tarpon. Called a tarpon up here. We've told you about how they get caught up in these holes and they just go ahead and stay up here. That's a tarpon last week. Okay? Now, here's a big pompano. Brock Meyer sent this in. This is Linda's first pompano, January the 18th, last week. That was a fine one there. Okay? And then the next picture, and I showed this picture last time. This is Braden Harris sent this. His buddy called a snook. Now let's stop and think about it a second. Here it is, in the middle of January, a tarpon, a snook, which is very unusual to catch those here, and then a pompano. Those 3 caught in the middle of January. So, we've said it all along. It's sort of been a well-kept secret. Those things are not here, but they certainly have been. Okay. All right, now let's go to something not as pleasant. We've heard a lot of good positive stuff. Let's go to something not quite as pleasant now. And you might have seen it last week, where the FWC arrested 4 people in relation to night hunting. It's a year-long investigation. Officers received information on illegal, some tips and all illegal deer harvest, and without landowner permission, they subpoenaed phone records, went through the whole process, and here's some of the these were taken that night, folks, by night hunters over here in Walton County, South Walton, and it was this particular buck was being hunted by some good hunters, and and they were just sick to their stomach. They was harvested at night, and they charged 4 of them illegal deer harvest in Walton County. Dustin Bryant of Freeport. It was James McLeod of Freeport, and Christian O'Neill, Santa Rosa Beach, and Dalton Marston, Santa Rosa Beach. Okay, so anyway, they did get those folks in all, and actually, there's a picture of them. I don't want to show the picture. It's just ugly. So I do. Speaking of FWC, let's talk about this. The speckled trout. Speckled trout season will be closing next week here in the Panhandle. I got them here. I got it right here. Closes February 1st. It's on their page here. They sent it out last week, but we're in the yellow. We're in the yellow part. This is interesting now. You got to take a look at this because it's going to be sort of tricky for our folks here. Look in the middle of the page, and okay, you see where we are. I'm always talking about St. Vincent Island and Indian Pass. On the left side of that dotted line, it's going to be closed. On the right side of the dotted line, it's going to be open. Now, this is going to be a challenge. We're going to talk about this some more because, we're right there at the boat ramp. You go to Indian Pass boat ramp, and it's going to be open at boat ramp, but back behind you in Indian Lagoon, it's going to be closed. But if you go to St. Vincent, it's going to be open. So if you bring them in a boat ramp, I'm going to get the FWC to. I'm sure. Well, I'm not sure. I'm just going to call them and find out. But that's going to be interesting. But anyway, it's closing on our end, but it's going to be open. And we're talking to Carabel Friday, and they're going to be expecting a lot of speckled trout fishermen down there. It's good fishing and all this time of year down there. So we've got to wrap it up. If I didn't get your picture in, we'll try to get them in day after tomorrow because tomorrow will be the quail hunt video. So we're starting the week off with all kind of exciting news, and we just appreciate the viewership. It's something every day we have something new and exciting to bring to you, and I just want to share all this with you. Keep sending those pictures in. Y'all have a great day, and I always do pick out something like Harriet Taylor and Kenny. They did something good for someone, so y'all try to do the same thing. It may not save their life, but it may help them out. Have a great day, and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.